Hail and well met. Welcome to episode 47 of the Westgate Irregulars. I am Eric Scott B, the DM of this campaign. These are the Dungeon Scrawlers. Take it away, Aaron.
Hi, I'm Erin M. Evans. I am the author of the Brimstone Angels Saga, a 6-book series set in the Forgotten Realms that follows twin tieflings as they fight the Nine Hells. And I'm going to tell you about our sponsor. Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms is a strategy game that unites iconic Dungeons & Dragons characters from novels, campaigns, and popular shows into one epic adventure, including Farida and Havilar from the Brimstone Angels Saga. The game is available for PC and Mac on Steam and Web, Xbox One, PlayStation 4, Nintendo Switch, iPad, iPhone, and on all Android devices. You can type in the command that's at the bottom of the screen here into the chat, and it will give you a code for a gold chest that you can use in Idle Champions. Plug it in, hang around, let us know what you got. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you can get more information at idlechampions.com.
I'm Rhiannon Held. I write urban fantasy. Sorry, the phone is over there. I can't reach it. Oh well. Pretend it's the background music. I write urban fantasies, Rhiannon Held, and space opera as RZ Held. We are indeed all authors, and if you want to check out our books, there's a widget on our Twitch page, the Amazon Blacksmith. And
Wait,
the first
authors too? That's awesome.
What? Yeah, we're authors too, Randy. It's not just you, buddy.
Oh, that's cool.
Isn't
Learn
it?
something
I
new every
thought
day.
so. All right.
99 cents for the month of December.
Sorry. I didn't mean
My
to interrupt
internet
you right
went.
in the middle of your patter there. You're like, don't lose your space. Don't lose your place. Don't lose your place. 99 cents.
It's like a
I'm
game of stop
sorry.
and go.
I'm
You
sorry.
like
That was-
froze and
Oh, okay.
played.
Well, anyway,
Okay.
books on
You win.
sale. Buy all our books. They're great.
I'm sorry.
Damn it, Randy. Anyway,
I'm
it's
sorry.
fine. It's fine. It's fine. Moving on.
Hello, I'm Yang Yang Wang, a writer and a filmmaker.
And I am Stephen Merlino. I am learning about truffles. See?
Wow.
Don't believe him. He
Oh
knows
my-
a lot about truffles already. He's just catching up on some knowledge he previously had.
He's
Right,
training his
Stephen?
dog to hunt truffles.
That's right. My dog, he's not here with me now, but he's a pro. He's got that sucker on the front of his face can snip out a truffle from 40 feet. It's amazing. And other things, socks among those.
I don't think anyone would be surprised to know that the player of Sturge is a mushroom hunter. I don't think anyone is really surprised by that.
Like to go into the dark places.
The pictures Steven sends of us to us with himself holding these big, like, huge things of mushrooms, we're like, what? It's amazing. It's amazing. All right,
Oh, yeah,
sorry.
cool.
Why do they
Cauliflower
call chocolates truffles and mushrooms truffles? Like that's just unnecessarily like
I
Well-
think because the chocolates look kind of like the truffles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look like, I mean, the truffles that we get out here in the Pacific Northwest they look like moldy black potatoes about this big, which is
Very-
like a truffle, right? Like a
Very
flower
appetizing, yeah.
truffle. Yeah.
yeah.
Steven, chat wants to know what kind of dog is it?
Well, of course, it's a truffle hunting dog. It's a Goto Romagnolo, which means from the lakes around Rome. And there are pictures of this breed from like 1450 in portraits, family portraits. Way back then, they were bred to swim after ducks, but then they drained all the lakes around Rome, and they had to train their dogs to do something new. So they trained them how to hunt truffles.
The more
So-
you know.
Yeah.
So any day now, we're gonna each expect like a gift of fresh truffles from you, right?
I'll take the
just wanna
chocolate
point
kind,
out-
not the moldy potato.
I just want to point out I am not expecting Steven. Please do not.
I
I
am.
mean, do not feel like you need to leave
Oh.
that on my porch, even though you know where I live.
You do need to. Thanks,
I
Steven.
will. I can't imagine.
You could just leave him a
keeping more
moldy
than one.
potato. He won't know the difference.
Oh,
That's right. That's what I'm saying.
I'm Randy Henderson, and I'm a provider of earthquake insurance in Westgate. I'm starting commercials. It's Doomba Roomba and Rogar.
Business is booming.
Business is booming. I figure if I'm
And-
going to cause the earthquakes, I might as well profit off them.
Well, did you really cause it?
Well, I didn't.
More like
cause
your
it.
goddess caused it.
Yes, and we need to like make some
Maybe.
clarifications around this too. Like we should have it in the stream, but I don't want people to think like my goddess of life and love caused a bunch of death and destruction. So
Just property destruction, maybe?
a little
makes
bit
people
of light property
focus.
destruction.
See, not to like go full Cecilia and use my
Yeah.
charisma roll here, but really, property destruction makes people focus on what's important.
That's right.
True.
love.
Like love.
True.
Yeah.
Westgate news of the day. The Merchant Council has completed its census of damage from the so-called happy earthquake and found a miraculous lack of fatalities. A few
Oh,
bumps
there we
and
go.
bruises, some people forced to crash with each other who are now getting married this following 10 days.
9 months from now, or whatever the gestation period of other demi-humans is, there will be a baby boom.
Exactly. There was 120 meet cutes.
Apparently with elves, it's 2 years. So, just be very thoughtful before you and your elven lover decide to have children.
Ew,
Okay.
nope, that's not a good idea at all.
So,
Is there a holiday where you could coordinate like every couple in Westgate to kind of like do the dirty at the same time, and would their combined motion cause an earthquake? And we could call that the happy earthquake?
that's what Shield Meat is for.
You've just given Rogar some
Oh my
goals.
God.
Oh.
Not to keep derailing forever and ever, but can you imagine like being a human who hooks up with an elf who doesn't know that? And then actually, that's a
Whoa.
great question. What is the gestational period of a half elf? Because you're like, okay, I'm in for like 9 months of this, and then it keeps going. Because I gotta tell you, those last couple weeks take an eternity, and you're like, there is no way this
Yeah.
isn't done. This has got. I can't
Probably-
possibly go any longer.
It splits the difference, right, between 9 and 24.
I don't know. I literally have never asked this question.
Well, somebody email Ed about it. Okay, so oh, wait. Do not do that. Okay, so the broadsheets are reporting on this event. The census has finished up over the last 10 days, and sure enough, the now officially titled Happy Earthquake caused 0 loss of life, some property damage, and a great many people looking for religious answers to the crisis, which isn't really a crisis. It's more of a wake-up call.
Thank you for that clarification.
Yeah. I think I'm going to try to do that. I'm going to try and start out episodes occasionally with broadsheet updates because, there is a thriving broadsheet market in Westgate.
Hear ye, hear
But
ye.
the first part of the adventure today concerns Sturge. Sturge, after your near brush with disintegrating death with Mirren when she was coming to absorb the rest of those memories and probably kill you, you found safety once more. You have a date for Illyra to call upon you because she wants to talk to you about the chalice that you have. And so I would imagine that you are sticking close to that thing to make sure nobody steals it from you in the interim.
Yeah, I hid it back in the cubby because nobody else
In
the group knows
Mirren's cubby?
Yes, because nobody else in the group knows where that is.
Okay.
The way he said that is terrifying.
All right. So here's the thing, Stephen.
Yes.
If you hide it in Mirren's cubby, you're going to have to go in there to get it back for
Well,
this meeting
it's-
with Illyra. And the last time you did that, Mirren almost killed you.
Well, it's sort of too late. I did this before Mirren decided to go all.
You have a bevy
of friends who could be sent in there. What
That's
was
true.
that?
You have a
I
bevy of
volunteer.
friends who could be sent in there.
Not
Yeah.
all of them
Maybe
are
don't
present.
pick Stong.
I volunteer to help.
I don't
I'm
know.
hopeful.
I
Ooh,
mean,
pick me.
Artemisia's gonna be like staying in there as much as she can. She has to leave for the council meeting, but
Yeah, and
Yeah.
and when Illyra comes, Illyra can accompany me in there and talk her down. You know,
Okay.
it's hard.
So-
to
Mirren doesn't
resist
find it first.
Sturge. His charms are so magnetic that this,
I have a way with people.
He's
Shut
used
up.
to this.
Okay, so shall we say then that Sturge is taking his news up in his room in the manor, or up
Yeah,
in the tower.
In the tower, yeah.
In the tower, yeah, that seems more sturge, doesn't it? There is kind of a little guest room in the tower, with a little cot bed and like a writing desk and scrolls and books and stuff, and it's very homey. You kind of suspect that this is where Mirren crashes when she's up casting spells late into the night and can't get all the way down back to her bedroom.
Mm-hmm.
But it makes a great little place for you to crash. So you're kind of snoozing there.
Mm-hmm.
And whether you intend to fall asleep or not, you find yourself in a cave. And sitting across a flat stone table from you is an elf with a kind of pronounced nose and long gray hair. It used to be white, but now it's gray. It seems to be picking up some of its dark color. And he looks over at you and he says, "I think we need to talk."
Is that you, old man?
Yes.
Has your nose become more attractive in the last few days?
Why, yes. Thank you for noticing.
Oh, well, congratulations.
You seem to be laboring under certain misconceptions about me and our relationship.
Do I?
Yes. You think I am a curse and that I will drive you to lunacy in combat and get you killed. The farthest from my intention.
Perhaps you could explain then why, when I normally would protect myself in combat by disengaging and rolling away and then coming back in to hit again and then rolling away. And
That is the
avoiding-
raw power of Cheverash that prompted you to do that, not me.
You mean prompted me not to do that and instead stand there and wait to be hit?
Yes, I just simply skipped to the end of your question.
I see.
I knew
well,
what you were going to ask, obviously.
What do you suggest? Because I'm not going to be much of a wielder of the blade if I'm dead.
I would suggest you become more accustomed to it. Practice.
Get over it.
Strengthen your will. You will need it in the battles to come.
Yes.
That's ominous.
Practice, you say. If
Yes.
I walk the streets of Westgate with this sword on my hip, and I pass one of the drow citizens with whom I often practice Underdark at the the Black Truffle pub, am I?
I have
going
no
to-
interest in policing your social acquaintances.
So
I understand how important practicing the vestiges of your miserable youth are to you.
well, you're saying that you won't force me to slay the first drow I see in the streets of Westgate.
Why would I?
All right. So it's not about the drow. What is it about?
It is about a rigorous punishment and destruction of evil.
Well, I can get behind that.
Evil that threatens.
That's how they get you.
evil that threatens our people.
Define our people.
The people that you are searching for. Our people.
I would like you to say more about that because I have found scant little about my people, and in fact have had to create my own people, as you've seen.
Yes,
That's
I
not-
know.
That's not to say that I am not desperately interested in learning who those people are. Why do
Are
say-
you?
Yes, I am.
Because certain opportunities have been presented to you that you have turned down at every turn.
Like?
What of the powerful sorcerer who offered to break your curse?
Ah, if you refer to Lilton,
I do.
How could I know that one such as Lilton wouldn't, in fact, release memories that I lack, but also put in false memories that would manipulate me? He has the power. I can't
Yes,
trust
you
him.
do not yet know yourself, I understand. But perhaps more knowledge of yourself is necessary to know yourself.
I will release those memories. I will find someone who can help, or I will find a way to do it myself, but I will not trust Lilton to do it for me, because though he would, in fact, do it, I'm sure he would, I have no way of knowing that he would not cause other mayhem in my mind just so he could have a hold on me.
Yes, I know this about you. I know that you do not trust easily or completely.
I will learn what I need to know. It'll take time. I will find a way, and I will accept reasonable offers of aid. I was disappointed to learn you could not help me yourself, or that Chevrolet could not.
How do you know I am not helping you?
I guess what I mean is, I was disappointed not to have my memories restored by you. It's
Perhaps
a lot
if you
to
were
ask.
perhaps if you were to plunge the point of my blade into your eye and sacrifice half your vision, you would find your knowledge.
I'm sorry. That sentence starting with perhaps.
Yeah.
Not very compelling, sword. No, I'm not there.
Give it a try.
That was a joke. Don't actually do that.
Okay. Was there another opportunity I passed up?
Perhaps.
Now we're doing
Well.
super.
I will.
See, I will level with you, Kraven. You are not alone in having this characteristic, but the characteristic that is most important is that you will not trust anyone other than yourself when it comes to matters of yourself. And so, if I were simply to give you the answer, you would not trust it for the answer that it would be. I could not solve your problem for you unless you solved it yourself. And
Kinda got a
I
point.
am only a sword. A powerful sword. But a sword, nonetheless. You need to reach out to someone. Do not say trust someone, but form a bond with someone. Become... He looks very uncomfortable. Friends with someone.
I will help if you need.
Are you saying that friendship itself will somehow unlock these memories in my mind? Because I feel like
Don't be ridiculous.
good.
That only
having
works
a-
on My Little Pony.
Having a friend will aid you.
Just to be clear, do you mean someone of great power?
I mean someone of great cleverness. Someone who can acquire great power.
Stop speaking in riddles. I think I know.
Give me an address.
I know many people of great
What's
power.
your Insta?
I have patrons of great power. I have a grandmother of great power. None of them have been able to help. I will court power because I need help,
Of course you will.
but I was already doing that.
Yes,
That's
you
why
will.
I picked
You
up-
have.
I picked up this sword for that very reason.
Yes. Have you learned your lesson yet?
No, I will continue to Did you notice I picked up a chalice in the last place we went?
Yes, I
Seems-
did.
I have a theory that one curse can drive out another.
That's ridiculous.
I don't know. I haven't tried. I haven't touched the chalice yet, but I'm unlikely to do so. I think it would be desperate.
The regalia of the Night King has a great deal of power,
No, I really like.
Oh my lord! I just.
but I
had
do
an
not
idea.
think you can wield it effectively.
Old man, you could destroy it if I took the
Must
sword of
you
Cheverash.
keep calling me that?
What is your name? Oh, I gave you a name, didn't I? Plow.
You did.
Plow.
He looks a little bit annoyed.
Yeah.
Well, if I take the sword of Cheverash and with a mighty blow strike the chalice of the Night King, would you destroy it? Could I then collect all those fabulous rubies from its surface?
This checks out.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Sturge being Sturge.
We've had this conversation before, and whatever I say, you will do what you will do.
You've given me quite a good idea. Thank you. I appreciate it.
No, I haven't.
Don't blame me.
Wow. I thank you. You have put much of my fears regarding the use of this sword to rest. My primary fear was that I could not wear it around Westgate, and I would have to become a recluse because I would otherwise become a serial murderer. That's
That
good.
might still happen, Traveler. Never say never.
Got your murder board started, so.
Well, I do have a prize for Cheverash. I think if one day this blade enters the breast of the Night King, I think Cheverash will be pleased, don't you?
No doubt.
That's what I think too. Thank you for this talk.
You are welcome, Crab and Glear.
I hope your nose is a bit longer next time.
It will be.
It will.
Diddly, diddly, diddly.
And then you wake up with a big smile on your face.
Awesome.
Does his face look the same, or is his face changing? Just
No, it looks the same.
okay. Just want to make sure how much this like body swapping business is really swappy versus.
Okay. Cecilia. You have been drinking with Ilra until late in the evening. It is
Sounds like a terrible
perhaps like an hour before midnight.
Okay.
You finished the bottle. You and Ilra finished the bottle. And she gave you one of her rooms.
Okay.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's the same room you have been using, right? She helped you to your room. And between the two of you, you managed to get Sarshan into the room, where he just curls up on the rug and goes to sleep.
Okay. That doesn't seem comfortable, but okay.
Was he a wolf? Because the wolf curled up makes sense. But
Nope.
no, okay.
He's in his full elf form and he's curled up like a wolf. And she looks over at you and she says, well, sleep well, I suppose.
I guess so. That's a lot of jewels that she's been drinking.
I have a potion, if you would like.
Wait, what kind of potion? Because you don't
Neutralize
want to
poison.
be more drunk than this.
Neutralize poison.
That seems like an excellent potion.
That's definitely how you avoid hangovers.
Yes.
She hands that to you.
Some magic.
You
Okay.
now have a potion of neutralize poison.
God, I wish this was a real thing. The horse elixir.
It's like it's essentially like an antitoxin potion, except
Oh.
better. So
Clever.
I'm gonna drink that.
Okay.
Thanks for chatting with me.
Of course. I've been considering whether I should say this to you. Yes. I've been considering whether I should say this to you. I don't need to upset you or anything.
It's always a great way to start a conversation.
Sorry.
What?
I think you and I have a great deal in common, and I like you.
It's like, is this a trick?
You are a
Specifically.
you are a good and worthy person.
Wow.
I know, I'm not used to saying things like that. Did it come off as awkward as it sounded? Yeah, probably.
I mean, you stabbed me once, so it's
That's
all
true.
a little weird.
It was sort of to protect you, but then again, I was also panicking, so we'll call it even, right?
It's good. We're good.
We're good. Okay.
If I want to come chat with you again.
I'm always here.
Okay.
Unless I'm out saving the world, which I assume is the same with you.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of what you pay us, right?
Pay you. Good night.
It's funny how
Nice try,
all
nice
these
try.
people trying to help us always seems to like hurt us. You always hurt the ones you love.
Sorry,
like
she's
not
lying
fair.
on the rug, kicking slightly.
I
Obviously
think
chasing
he's
a
going to consider this and then go grab a pillow and a blanket and curl up next to him.
Oh.
I get a cute moment.
He kind of calms down and he snuggles up closer to you. Okay, Rogar,
Oh, aye.
back at Dark Dance Manor. You did your various things that you were doing that day. Artemisia has left for the Merchant Council. Remember, that meeting is held at midnight, so
Right,
it
okay.
is late in the evening, and she has gone to go do that. What were you doing this evening?
What was I doing this evening? Let's
Yeah.
see here. Well, I had spoken with Artemisia, so I was feeling pretty good about that. And I'm kind of like, I've been trying to figure out what I'm going to do about this whole matchmaking thing. So there's the elven smith who asked me to matchmake his daughter, and then Stong also helpfully went and talked to her on his behalf, to help him out as his friend, and hired her. So as his employee, but so he's been figuring that out, and he's been going through the book that Artemisia gave him of potential eligible, the sort of the city's most eligible persons of society, as it were.
So you're reading the glossies, essentially.
Reading the glossies, I'm kind of making plans, thinking
Okay.
through, and praying to Sharinlar for guidance, of course. Meditating, feeling the pool of holy power in my locus, and just all that sort of thing. And maybe and Ruin keeps trying to distract me.
Yes, Ruin was trying to distract you early on, but then he disappears, and you don't see him again
Okay.
for some time.
So I actually get some work done, which is good.
Yeah.
Right? And I suppose, at some point I'm going to head to the Purple Lady and, try to talk to Asha, but not sure when is the appropriate time to do that.
Okay. You can head over to the Purple Lady.
Okay.
It's largely okay. You just Ruin's not around. I might as well get started on this. So you head over to the Purple Lady.
Okay.
With nightfall, the number of people in the Purple Lady has increased, but it's kind of still a low number affair. The bouncer lets you in immediately because you're one of the Westgate Irregulars. And you see some people just dancing on the dance floor to just kind of this nice sound created by a band of bards.
Okay.
It's not raucous, it's not real fast and passionate. It's just kind of like, yeah, fun, relaxing.
Right. Okay. I realize. So I'll go to the bar or look for Shay perhaps. And do I see Shay around?
No.
Okay. I'll go to like the bar and ask. Excuse me. I understand there's a young elven lass named Asha who comes here quite frequently.
Oh, aye, says the lady behind the bar. She nods and points over to a table near the dance floor where you do see this elven woman nursing a glass of wine.
Okay. Oh, Rogar's really nervous. He hasn't done this in a while. Okay, here we go. Okay. Okay. He walks on over.
All right. So this woman is wearing dark leathers.
Okay.
She looks like she's dressed for a party a little bit harder than this one. And with your passive insight, you can tell that she is very bored. Like that seems to be her emotion at the moment.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll say, greetings. Blessings of Sharon on you. Can I join you?
Make a charisma check, buddy.
13. Not terrible, but not great.
She looks up at you, bored,
Uh-huh.
and she says, "Oh, yeah, I suppose."
Ah, great. So I understand my good friend Stong has recently employed you, and
Song, is it?
aye.
She's like stirring her drink with like a cherry stem.
Okay. Aye, Stong. Handsome, strong, half-orc bard fellow. Quite the great singer, and very
Yes,
good
I know
friend.
who Song is.
Oh,
He's a
good,
friend
good.
of yours, is he?
Aye, a very good friend. In fact,
Mhm.
as my friend, he, I believe, already came to you and spoke to you about this fact that, it seems your father has in mind that you get married.
She rolls her eyes.
And
Let's talk about him.
no, but here's what I feel. And Stone told me that you're not interested and that you want to, I believe, make money and work for him. And he, made the very good point of, your happiness comes first. And
Who are you again?
I am a cleric of Sharin Lard, the goddess of life and love. And your father has asked me to arrange a marriage for you,
Isn't that
but
Sune that you're talking about? The goddess of love?
a lot of people
Isn't
that she's also a goddess of love.
Shantea, the goddess of life?
Also true. I mean,
Did you just cram the words Shantea and Sune together and somehow add an R to it?
no. You have to understand. Of course, dwarves came first. We are, the prime race, and so
Thorus came first.
dwarves came first. And gods, but that's neither here nor there. The point is that
Now listen here.
I
My people,
yes,
elves, she taps her
right,
pointed
a
ear,
very fine race indeed.
were established thousands of years before your gutter-born people crawled out of the muck.
Whoa.
No, Rogar.
Right.
So if you were speaking with a human,
Right.
yes, we can allow for you to have been established first.
Okay.
But let's keep things in perspective, shall we?
Sure.
Spicy.
Obviously, not everybody understands history as well as everyone else, and that's fine.
Tell her your boyfriend's an
Whoa!
elf. Tell her your boyfriend's.
And my boyfriend's an elf. So I have a very great,
Oh, is he?
great love and respect for elves.
Maybe you should call him over. Maybe he'd be more interesting.
Oh my
My best friend is an elf. Oh my god, this is so bad.
It was bad advice that I gave him.
I know.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, I know. No, but yeah, Rogar's just like he's having a horrible time of it.
Someone put you up to this.
No, well,
It's
no.
entertaining.
He kind
Did
of
he ask you to come talk to me?
no.
Are you
Your
here
father.
to present yourself as a suitor for my hand in marriage?
No.
Oh, that's a relief.
Aye, indeed. I think that what
You're a bit too stocky. Maybe if you were a bit taller.
right. Well, I am the perfect height actually, but
Perfect height for what?
well, I don't take up a lot of wasteful space. If everyone were a dwarf, then
Off topic. Yank her back.
only
What is her
buildings half as tall. And in fact, building upwards is kind of silly, don't you think? You're like working against gravity, and you should be, building down into the. But anyway, we're getting off topic here. Your dad asked me to set you up with someone, and here's what I think.
My father
Your father.
asked you
Aye.
to set me
Aye.
up with someone.
Aye.
Wow, my respect for my father has certainly reached a new level
Oh, well, that's very kind of you to say.
of the abyss.
Where do you start? Like the lower level of the abyss? Anyway, so I think that
Yes, the abyss does go downward, Sir
Indeed.
Dwarf.
indeed, as all good construction should. So I think that
Well, I can't really argue with that now, can I? That was actually clever. That was the first interesting thing you said. Now, are we finished yet?
no. Here's my concern.
No, of
You know
course not. She waits for more drinks.
Well, even if I just were to go away, I think, and tell your father that you were just not interested in marriage, I very much suspect that he would not be satisfied with that and would still try. He might just go off, and I understand it's quite the practice in Westgate to just basically, for parents to just pay certain fees and marry their children, whether their children wish it or not. It's so I don't think he's going to stop wanting you to be married and set up with someone wealthy if I just leave. So I think that what would be good for both of us is if we find a way to make you happy, and also separately we find a way to make your father happy so that he leaves you alone. Don't you
Make a
agree?
persuasion check with disadvantage, please.
With disadvantage?
Yes.
Oh, okay, that was a good roll the first time. The 15 in it. Oh, 19. I'm doing it disadvantage, not so 15 plus. My persuasion is actually good, so I think that's like a +8.
Nice.
Persuasion. Oh no, it's +6 on persuasion. Sorry, so 21.
Still real good.
21.
She looks at you for a long moment. You are a strange little man. You
I've
came
heard
over
that.
here and spoke with me, and I
Aye.
was extremely rude to you.
Aye.
And yet you want me to be happy?
Oh, aye. I want everyone to be happy.
It's a religious thing, isn't it?
It's partly a religious thing. It's the way I was raised.
All right.
It's a
very well.
Rogar thing. It's Rogar.
All right. Well, you didn't have to say all that stuff about dwarves being superior to every other species of people on the earth.
Oh, I don't think I ever used the word superior.
Yes.
I wouldn't
You didn't
say
use
that out
the
loud.
word superior.
Aye.
But really, you could have just sat there for another moment and figured out what would make me happy. And at
Aye.
that moment, the bards kick into a slightly livelier rhythm, and you see a number of people come dancing out on the floor.
Okay.
dancing a little bit more aggressively, shall we say. And she seems to be much more interested in that than in anything else you say going forward.
Would you care to dance? You know, dancing is actually very central to Sharinlar's practice. We dance all the time.
She looks over at you.
Sometimes
I don't
naked, but
dance,
most of the time.
And I wouldn't dance with a dwarf.
Oh,
Whoa.
well, that's your loss, I suppose. But all right, whatever would make you happy.
Okay. Her attention falls primarily on a young woman who is dancing among the others.
Oh.
And
Okay.
she seems to be really interested in watching that human woman dance.
Say,
Yes.
you seem to have quite the eyes for that young lass over there.
Yes.
Is perhaps that something that would make you happy?
Well, I don't really know. I mean, relationships are complicated.
Oh, I know that. It's so much
wouldn't
different than in a
mind-
book,
I
isn't it? You
wouldn't
read
mind-
all about relationships, and then you get in one, and it's just weird. It's just very
She
different.
looks over at you and she says, yes, I wouldn't mind her dancing privately for me.
Oh,
Do you think you can arrange such a thing?
I can certainly try. Is dancing the only thing you're interested in, though?
Oh, that was just so naively quaint. She pats you on the cheek.
Oh, thank you.
Go to. Give it a try.
Oh, okay. Rogar goes out on the dance floor and he does that thing where he's trying to dance through the kind of dance his way over to the the lady. And
Okay. So there's this, I don't know, fairly attractive middle 20s human woman with blonde hair dancing. She's dancing like.
Wait, can we just watch her dance for another 30 seconds?
She's dancing like she's in the Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines.
Oh, nice.
Right? Ecstatically. Somebody clip that, I'm sure. Anyway,
Yeah. We'll add some glow sticks into your hands and post.
and
she
Rogar
sees
is okay.
lightsabers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. She sees you coming,
Aye.
and she smiles widely, kind of like manically, and then just keeps dancing.
Hey, Rogar dances up in his dwarf dance.
That's very sensual.
This
then,
is
We're the
your
dancing stream
core.
tonight.
Yeah. And then he says, hello there. Over the
Hello,
music.
she says.
I just wanted to say
Do you
that-
like to dance too?
Oh, I love to dance, actually. I didn't do it enough since I've been here in Westgate. I've
Glory
forgotten
to
how much.
Lyra, the goddess of dance.
Oh! and Sharinlar is quite fond of it as well. Do you know that young lass over there?
I don't know who you're talking about, but that's awesome.
Can you just make it be the two of them dancing together?
Yeah, let's. Don't stop dancing, Rogar. Don't stop dancing.
You might lose her.
Hey, you
All
know,
right, make
you
a
know who really
performance check,
appreciates
please.
thinks your dancing is really incredible is that young lass over there. What am I
Okay.
doing?
Make a
Performance check.
performance check.
Oh, okay.
He got a rock in his boot.
Not great, huh?
8.
So, for those of you who, like me, are fans of the Mass Effect trilogy, when you see Commander Shepard dance, okay, this is not that good.
What? Are you aborting the joke in the middle of the joke?
So Rogar's like,
Oh my god.
and the woman does not seem to be impressed with your dance. She spins,
Ooh.
pirouettes all by herself. She doesn't have a partner. She's just like spinning around.
Said, I'm not a great dancer, but you know who really thinks you are an amazing dancer? That lady right over there.
She doesn't seem to be paying attention to you. What are you
no.
going to do?
Okay.
Get her attention, Rogar.
I throw off my helmet, shake out my beard, and I'll bust out my my ace Sharindler dance moves, I guess.
Oh, Shay, you
Handed down
traitor.
from temple to temple.
Handed secretly down from temple to temple.
I just saw in the chat that Shay was the one who clipped the dance.
Oh yeah, it's in the
And,
Discord
that
already.
tracks. That tracks. Anyway,
Go in our Discord. You can see the clip and talk about it.
Yeah.
And watch it over and over and over.
And over and over.
Oh, I know. I'm gonna use a bit of thaumaturgy too. I'm gonna
Okay.
Ooh.
So I'm gonna make my stomps like thunder, and my, when I clap my hands, there's like my eyes flash, and I'm like, anyway, and I'll
Excuse me. Didn't get my coffee, guys. Sorry.
this episode should be called Westgate Night Fever.
Oh,
I'll
nice.
have like a wind come through and like fluff on my beard.
Okay. I'm gonna say this gives you advantage on your performance check.
Okay.
The bards strike up a new tune, which is darker, deeper, more powerful, and then you do your thing. So make a
Alright.
check, please.
I get in touch with the primal power of the earth, and I manifest it on the dance floor. And that's not too bad. So it's a performance check again, with advantage.
With advantage.
Well, yeah, that's good. It was with advantage. All right, so that's 16. So
Okay.
that's not
All right.
perfect, but
She seems a little bit more intrigued by you. She's like, "Oh, okay, come here." And now you are dancing with this wild dancing woman. She's dancing around you. You're doing your thing.
aye, I'll call up a breeze to like cause her like dress to flutter with my
She
beard.
puts her hand down to hold her
Oh,
down. The
not
Marilyn
like that.
Monroe thing.
Oh my
Same. And she goes, as her hair floats around her head. And you're putting on a pretty decent show, honestly.
Excellent.
right.
Okay.
The bards finish up their tune, and people applaud and they cheer. And the woman looks over at you and she like wipes her brow and she says, that was wonderful. I'm Peffrey.
Rogar Battlebearing, Cleric of Sharindler.
She shakes your hand.
And that lady over there is named Asha, and I have to say, she has quite the eye for you.
Oh, really?
Aye. And from what I hear, she's quite into dancing as well.
You're her offhand weapon, are you?
Oh, nice.
Oh, I like it.
That's a D&D term for wingman right there.
I like it. It's good.
I suppose you might say that. I think that I just saw how much she admires your dancing, and I thought it would be such a shame if you two could not share in this thing that you both love so much.
All right, she slicks back her hair away from her face because it's all sweaty and stuff. And you see that she's mostly blonde, but her hair is kind of dyed with these streaks of various rainbow colors. And she's like, well, there's probably going to be a pause before the next dancing song, so I could certainly go talk to her.
Oh, excellent. I'll introduce you. And then let's go over there and say, Asha, I'd like you to meet, is it Pilfrey?
Peffrey.
Peffrey. I'll just introduce you to Peffrey. And Peffrey, this is Asha.
The elves composure is totally different now. She's like, "Oh, hello. I just saw you dancing, and I thought it was great." And Peppery's like, "Oh, would you like to dance with me?" And I was just like, "Oh no, I couldn't. I couldn't do that, obviously." Then she gives you this murderous look, like, "Get the hell away."
Okay, I'm going to like as I go to leave, I'm going to like touch her and cast guidance on Asha to bless her next ability check roll, and say, "Sharon, Lord bless you. I think and enjoy the dancing, and I'll talk to you
Asha's
later
like,
about that other matter."
Yes. And Peppery's all, "Oh, great," grabs her by the hand, and they go out and dance together.
Excellent.
You head back over to the bar, maybe?
Oh, I go to the bar and I order the biggest ale they have.
The bartender's like, were you the one who liked the raspberry ale?
I think it was the pineapple ale, but yeah.
The pineapple ale, that's the one. That's the one that,
Oh,
that
I don't
we got
know if I
from
should.
Aurora.
It's so dangerous for me. Okay, I'll have to.
Pours you these 2 huge tankards of pineapple ale. Says, were you the one who introduced the elf to Pefri, the crazy Lyran cultist?
What?
All right.
Crazy.
Well,
Lyran
these are
cultist,
on
you
me. And she bar to you.
say. You know,
Someone definitely needs to tame that woman, I think.
there's someone for everyone. Oh, I don't know if she's tamed. I think she's quite lovely.
I mean, direct her energies in a productive direction.
Oh, what would be a productive direction, do you think? I'll say.
Buying more drinks.
Oh.
Hey, we all have to make coin.
Aye. To each their own. Well, here's to new love, hopefully.
She pours herself a tankard. So, who are you looking for tonight?
Me?
Yes, you.
Oh, I'm taken actually.
Not me. I'm the bartender. Who can I set you up with?
I'm
Nobody.
working.
But that's very kind of you. No, I'm just going to bask
Some
in
kind of
the-
love priest, right?
Huh?
You're some kind of love priest, yes?
Aye. How are you? How is your situation? Are you currently engaged with anybody?
I said I was working.
No, I mean like in general. Are you in a relationship? Do you have love in your life?
Well, she looks away. She gets this far away look in her eyes.
Oh.
And she says, well, there was this knight who came in this one time.
Oh, tell me more.
Well, he burnished his armor to an extremely shiny degree.
Oh my god.
And then she continues to tell you about this story for the next hour or so.
Is it shiny?
That's an Easter egg.
Was his name Adrian? Is that what we're talking about? Okay, it's before my time. It's before I joined the party, but I've heard the stories.
I think we'll do Stong. Stong, what are you up to tonight? Well, you're leaving your assignation with Scarcer.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Probably satisfied, but a little unsettled.
I think Stong is pulling Mirabelle back out from the space where she was. And then he turns to Scarcer and he says, "You know, I never thought that that's how you would fertilize those eggs, but it's very educational. Thank you for teaching me."
Thank you for keeping up your end of the bargain.
So, we have a pact then.
We do.
Good. Will you stay here for the duration while I attend to other business?
Of course not. She slaps you on the butt.
I turn to show her the other cheek and I say, you could do better than that. I know you can.
She slaps you much harder on the other cheek.
I pretend like it doesn't hurt, but
But you
It
take
wounds.
4 points of bludgeoning damage.
God. All right.
You
Um,
asked for that.
Plus 3 strength modifier. What are you gonna do?
Yeah. He says, well, I'm going to head back to Dark Dance Manor. If you need me for anything, you can find me there. Otherwise,
Yes.
I will send for you.
Send for me. Like I am some sort of servant.
He's gonna
Like
lean
I
in.
am some sort of kept woman, is it?
Does that turn you on?
Oh.
Yeah, Stong is going to stare at her, lean in close to her, and he's gonna say, if you don't like that arrangement, feel free to try and change my mind.
Perhaps I will.
Then he's going to
Later.
then he's gonna smile and give her a kiss, and then he's going to make for Dark Dance Manor.
Okay. He's headed back to Dark Dance Manor. Excellent. Scarcer flashes you this very toothy grin. Long, sharp teeth.
Yeah. What is this like the rule on spooning after like fertilizing an egg? Like the amount of appropriate
think-
spooning time.
I
after
don't think
fertilization?
give Yankee spoon. I
Yeah.
just, in my heart of hearts, I think they,
They
don't
fork?
do that.
Yeah,
Give Yankee only fork.
that's right.
Oh my goodness.
So yeah, then she looks at like someone passing by and says, "What are you looking at?" And then she storms back into the
Sandra
apartment.
Jack says they knife.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that's perfect.
Give Yankee only knife. Yeah.
Sandra Jack also had a very good alternate for offhand weapon, which was flanking bonus.
I
It's
like
a
it.
little meta, but
Nice.
I like it a lot.
Nice.
Anyway,
Okay.
So does
So-
Stong make it back to the Dark Dance Manor?
Yes. Okay. When you are there, when you get into the main library, that is the bulk of the main floor, no one is there. There are books moving seemingly by themselves, but you don't see any people here.
Stong is going to approach Mirren's door and listen in. Does he hear anything?
Make a perception check.
Perception check, you say. All right.
are you gonna murder her?
The 10.
You don't hear anything.
He's going to knock on the door.
Okay, no response.
He's going to open the door, or try to.
Okay, yeah, you're able to open the door.
Is there anybody inside?
Well, you see Mirren lying on her bed, murmuring quietly.
Stong is going to look around, make sure that nobody else is in the hallway, step into the room, and close the door.
Okay. Now, remember, the Master Suite just opens off of the big circular library, so it's not really a hallway at all. It's just, it goes
Gotcha.
into the room. Yep, you're in the suite. Mirren's there.
Stong-
Sleeping fitfully.
So I do recall from a previous session that Sturge offered to show Stong Mirren's stash. Did he actually get an idea of where it was?
I think he suggested that it was there, but he didn't actually show it to you. So you know that there's some kind of secret compartment in that room.
So, Stong will use his True Sight spell, True seeing spell.
Ooh.
And then he wishes to search the room for the hidden stash.
Okay, make an investigation check. It's not a magically hidden space. It's mechanically hidden, basically.
24.
How? You do indeed find the secret compartment.
Oh no!
He wishes to open the secret compartment and look inside.
Okay. In the secret compartment, you see a rod, a ring, 3 gemstones, and a dagger blade wrapped in a cloth.
And
Is it?
chalice.
Nope, just those 4
Interesting.
things.
Interesting.
Oh.
Interesting.
Are there any feathers? Just checking.
Oh, man. Interesting. Would survival apply to this situation if he wanted to check for signs of anybody else entering? Or would it be like investigation again? Or
It would be an investigation check to see if you can see signs of anyone else tampering with the room or this compartment.
I'd like to do that.
Okay.
Oh man. Okay, 8.
Okay.
Not quite so good.
Like it's obviously been opened, but you know that Sturge opened it at one point.
Mhm.
You don't see any like wet footprints or anything in the room.
You know, I think at this
There's
time,
a big steamy bath there, because that unseen servant takes his job very seriously.
I see. I see.
Doesn't want to get replaced by a different unseen servant.
That's right. Wouldn't want Mirren to have to
Job
recast
market.
that spell.
Okay. I think at this point, man, those other items are super tempting, but I think at this point, Stong might think that his friend Sturge may have been lying. So he's going to close the stash and then sneak back out of the room.
All right. As you're doing that, Mirren says something that you think is in Abyssal, like because you speak that language.
Mm-hmm.
And she says, I really tried, Master, but they were too powerful. I couldn't stop them.
Interesting. Does Stong remember what the Night King's voice sounds like?
Vaguely. I mean, the guy did stab you almost to death. So you have a pretty,
Moment. Impressive
like, it's
on your
burned
part.
onto your memory.
So I think he would go up to her and then like whisper in his best impersonation of the Night King's voice, "You did not fail me, my servant," and see how she responds.
That's Vindicator is too powerful. Even I could not defeat its light. That's what she says.
Interesting.
But
Stong
I have
is.
a plan.
Tell me more.
Yes. Do that.
Keep going.
I have a plan to take all their strengths. Take
Oh.
all their power that defeated you.
Tell me more.
And then she just kind of like goes back into a deeper slumber and doesn't say anything else.
Pronouns. Dang it! Who are they?
Interesting. Ooh.
All the people have heard it talked about stealing power too. Wrong stuff.
Yeah. So Stong is going to bookmark this, but he is going to leave the room now.
Okay. I think on that note, we shall take our break. And when we come back, it will be things that transpire at midnight, including the Merchant Council meeting with Artemisia, so be prepared, and Cecilia finding her way to the exotic goods place.
At midnight?
Not necessarily. It could be the next day.
I mean,
we'll see.
I don't, and Aaron does not honestly know what normal business hours in Westgate are. And if you told me it was midnight, I would only point out that previously you told me it was really dangerous at night. And so I wonder about this business plan.
All right. Yeah, it might be the next morning. It might
Wait,
be
what?
the next morning, since
Okay.
so Celia wanted to check in on her kind of child protege Lethaka at the shop. So I think we'll do that in the morning, right?
Seems reasonable.
That makes sense. Okay, so don't go away. We'll be back in 10 minutes for the next half. Welcome back from our break. The Westgate Irregulars are ready to continue on with happenings at midnight, because as we all know, everything good only happens at midnight. So there are two things that are happening at midnight. One is Artemisia is attending the Merchant Council, and the second is that Sturge has a date with Lady Illurinathalin to learn about the evil of the latest cursed artifact he has acquired.
They're not cursed, they're misunderstood.
Before we get started, my wife had a kind of like company Christmas holiday party, and she made these tequila sunrise things. So, you know.
Bit of a
Is this like a Zoom
man.
party?
I need to add a drink counter to the stream, and then every time you finish a drink, just boom, yeah.
Ding.
If you're gonna drink cocktails on the stream, then I go back to we should make up what a horse elixir is.
Yeah.
That's
It's
right.
not a
these
merchant's
days.
council, so
One of these days. All right. So let's do the Merchant Council first. So first of all, Artemisia, you're making ready at the manor. You got dressed. What does your dress look like? Just assume that it could be anything.
So she has gone even more shiny, because she tends to be a little bit sort of classily less is more subdued in her clothing. Saturated colors, but not much in the way of like gold thread or anything like that. So this is not like bling, but because she wears as always, she's got a jacket with sort of really long sort of skirts to it, and then leggings, so she's not in a gown, but it's got like embroidery with silver thread and gold thread, and so really just showing off that she has the money to have this made. She doesn't,
Great.
but shh.
Okay.
And probably also some kind of like maybe jeweled combs in her hair with the braids.
All right. You got this fabulous dress. Got fabulous hair. You get to the porch of the manor, and you hear thunder, and then rain just starts pouring down. And it is at that moment that someone appears, and it's going to be Stong. Stong.
I want to say that suddenly an umbrella appears above her, you know, like from behind her shoulders.
Nice.
Oh, you shouldn't be out here alone in this dark weather.
Oh, thank you, Stong. I'm sure that I can find, unless you would like to come, you wouldn't have to stay for the boring parts. It would be nice to have somebody else at the council meeting with me to kind of back me up. If you'd be willing, just for a little while.
Council meeting. Normally
Yeah.
I wouldn't be interested in such things, but you could talk me into it this time.
Oh, thank you. Okay, well, we'd better get going. I gotta get the carriage summoned. And
Yep.
And
you see a carriage rattling up on the
Okay.
sparse cobblestones. Dark Ants Manor, once upon a time, had firmly established cobblestone roads and like a courtyard, but it's since been overgrown by grass and various shrubs and bushes and such. So now a carriage that's climbing up the road to the manor ends up going through a bunch of mud and grass and such, but it's still there. And a man jumps off of the carriage that he's been clinging to, and you see that it is Sebastian wearing a weather cloak, and he says, Lady Tarone, I got the carriage for you.
And thank you. And she's gonna sort of like look at him and kind of like hesitate, but then like clearly he's probably has some papers that like she's given him like tucked under his
hand is shaking. He doesn't seem to be aware of it. Like his fingers moving.
Artemisia, has his hand always been like that?
Oh, sorry, I just...
Are you all right? Should you stay here?
Pickles, yes, perfectly fine. Sorry, it's just in the aftermath of heavy enchantment magic. Sometimes it plays tricks on the mind. So, yes, I'm fine. I appreciate your concern.
So Artemisia is going to sort of like duck back a little and say to Stong, he's been a huge help. I couldn't have gotten all the like information together that I needed without him. But I feel like I shouldn't even talk to him because of what he did to Cecilia. But so, I need him. So I guess he's going to come along. Is that okay? She's not doing very well at being decisive.
Well, I actually have a question for him as well, so this works out.
Yeah.
Okay.
He has joined you on the porch, and he's kind of standing there, just looking off into the darkness.
Shall we? Into
Yes.
the carriage?
Into the carriage.
And you want to take him along?
Yes.
All right. So you bid him to come along. He looks kind of surprised. He's like, yes. If you think I could help you, sure. And he comes along.
I need you to take notes, please.
Oh, good. I brought my board. All right. So the carriage makes a clanking, wet trip down the roads of Westgate. Now
as
that
we're-
the clouds have broken, the streets are basically deserted. You see a few people taking shelter from the rain, huddled against the walls of crumbling buildings. It's very dreary. Go ahead, Yang Yang.
As we're traveling, I think Stong will pull out a piece of paper and then hand it to Artemisia. And he's going to lean over to her and he's going to say, "You remember that land purchase that we made the other day?"
Oh no.
Oh, for Briarhouse, yes.
Yes. I just thought that I wouldn't want money to come between friends. So I drew up this contract in order to make sure that our understanding is absolutely clear.
Okay. She's gonna start reading. Did you want a higher interest?
So essentially, the contract stipulates that you got like so it was worth 5,000 gold total.
Mm-hmm.
You got 1,000 gold from Stong. You borrowed 2,000 in gems from Stong. 500 of it was from Sturge, 500 from Starshin, and then 1,000 was from Cecilia. And so there's some like complicated language in there about like interest rates and default terms.
Sebastian kind of leans over Artemisia's shoulder and looks down at it. Says, "Oh, that's very detailed."
Well, we wouldn't want to overlook any situation. It should only be fair, right?
Of course. So she's gonna sort of like skip through and see like when she needs to pay.
It says that every 10 day, the amount of interest on it will increase by a compounding 10%.
What? Wow!
Stong will say, I have this new employee named Asha who helped me write up this contract. She seems really good with money.
Oh, my internet. My internet doesn't like that.
The internet can feel the like, hey,
Sebastian
no,
kinda-
I'm the one that has predatory contracts, not him.
Right.
But,
Sebastian
you know,
scratches at his chin. He's like,
you're such a successful businesswoman. You know, with the Silks at Dawn, I figure you could probably pay me back within a 10-day. And if not, you know, no big deal. Just the ownership of your shares would go to me. Rhiannon is frozen with indecision.
With shock and disappointment.
She is like a statue, petrified in the wake of this terrifying financial peril.
Uh-huh.
well, Artemisia. Okay, we'll say Artemisia is poring over the contract. She's not all that familiar with like specific like real estate contracts, but she
Oh.
does. Did we get messed up? We probably did. Okay.
Oh, don't worry about
Let's
it.
go
I'll fix
back.
it.
There she is. All right. I was saying
You've been reading the
Artemisia
contract while you're
poring
Okay.
over the contract with a
It's
very
probably-
like straight sort of face. And I suggested that she might not be all that familiar with like real estate contracts, so like the language seems just kind of foreign to her.
She's gonna hand it to Sebastian.
Yes.
And not that she actually thinks he's gonna be able to do anything to it, but she's gonna
He's
turn.
from a backwater. I think he's any savvier here.
Yeah, turn to Stong, and say,
He looks over it and like he scrutinizes it thoughtfully.
Stong, is Mirabelle all right? Because I thought that, you know, you didn't really need the money back so soon. And, you know, if it's for Mirabelle and if there's some problem, you know, anything I can do to help, and I'm sure the others, anything they can do to help, because it's Mirabelle or you. It doesn't have to be for Mirabelle either. Is there something wrong that you need the money for? Because, you know, then we can solve that together.
Yes, absolutely. I need the money really badly right now. I'll be honest. There are some terrifying forces in the city, Artemisia, and I feel like we've been dallying and distracted. And I think that it's about time that we really carved out a piece of the city to call our own. And I think that with this money, there are some goals I'd like to accomplish. I have a vision that I'd like to achieve.
Oh.
One that would help all of us. Not just the Irregulars. Everybody in Westgate.
Well, that's good.
Right?
But I need more time without the so I'm gonna be working on getting Briarhouse back.
Great.
and so what if my share in the ownership is not because of money but because of the magic that I put into getting it back? Briarhouse is important to me, so I wouldn't want to lose it.
Oh, I don't want you to lose it either, Artemisia. But you don't want me to lose the ability to feed my baby. Or you wouldn't want...
Sebastian raises his finger. Perhaps we could look this over in the morning. Lady Tyrone has a great deal of business this evening. And we wouldn't want to spoil her attention or focus
I think that's a wise idea.
Too late.
Look at it later. You have plenty of time. Don't worry.
Sebastian looks concerned. So the carriage has now rattled out of the gate of Westgate, and you are headed on a path along the coast into the rocky, broken coast of the Sea of Fallen Stars. And lightning is flashing. The storm appears to be getting worse and heavier. And you can see out the window, if you open the shutters slightly, this looming, foreboding castle built in and amongst the rocks with a path leading up to it.
City council meeting. It must be there.
Your
All
tax
right.
dollars at work.
Yeah. So I think
Are you sure this is the right place? Sebastian says.
Sounds so weird.
Wow, you Westerners really do politics in an odd way.
Tell me your thoughts on the council, Artemisia. What do you hope to achieve by talking to these nobles?
Well, Marin was doing a lot of good in the city. And if that's to continue, someone has to direct her funds and the funds that from the council as a whole that she was sort of in charge of. Someone needs to sign off on the use of those, or her charitable endeavors won't go forward. And also, I feel a little guilty for things that trouble I've had with Mirren, so I want to leave her affairs in good order when she wakes up, which would mean that I don't want her to lose any of her power or status. So I just want to make sure that all her projects continue, and that none of the other council members sort of jockey for power and take over and push her out of the council.
Artemisia,
Mm-hmm.
what have I told you? Before I met you, I came from Mirren's room. And what have I told you that I heard her say some things that really gravely concern me?
This is Sebastian's face.
Marin?
Yes, I know. Mirren. With the beloved Mirren. I heard her say with her own mouth that she was serving some master, and she had a plot to steal our strength.
Well, she must be being controlled.
Is she?
Well, I mean, obviously she is. Well, but Illyra
How
should
can
have
you
seen
be
that.
sure?
Unless Illyra is controlled too still. That's a lot of control.
So how do we know that Mirren's charities and what she wants to achieve on the council is on the up and up? How do we trust anybody unless... How do we trust any of their decisions? I think we can only really trust in it if it was our decisions. Or if we had a say in it.
Well, that's true, but I mean, I haven't had time yet to visit all of her, what were they called? Rest houses, DM? Rune houses?
Rune rests.
Rune rests, that's it. Almost there. I haven't had a chance to okay, deep breath. I need more time to go around and visit everything to find out the details on the ground, if it's going to be just me.
Looking into her businesses and affairs and resources makes a lot of sense to me. We want to make sure she's
Sebastian
on the up and up.
I don't see. I've looked at the records and I don't. Pickles. These. if she owes fealty or service to someone, it doesn't show up in her records where the coin is going. I don't know what you're talking about.
Sebastian,
Yes.
back when you were controlled by Lazar, do you remember any of that time?
Entirely too much of it.
What title did you refer to him by?
He made me call him master.
That's the same title that Mirren was whispering in her dream.
It is a common word in the West, is it not?
Perhaps. Perhaps it's just a coincidence. Or perhaps not.
Yes. He looks downcast.
Stalin's going to lean back. He's going to look out the window, and he's going to hug Mirabelle close, and he's going to say, "You know, Artemisia, all I want is for all of us to feel safe and to leave a better world for my daughter."
Well, I would feel safer if I could have the time to, without worrying, get Briarhouse back. Shouldn't that be our priority? She's actually going to get out her little notebook because, like, as soon as she starts talking about like prioritization, she has to start like making notes.
You care more about this house than the rest of us?
No, of course not.
Then what is your hesitation?
The carriage pulls to a halt, and you hear the carriage driver call back, "We've arrived, lady." And he pats the side of the carriage.
That was the most depressing ride ever.
I was...
Perhaps we discuss later, tomorrow. Yes, tomorrow?
Yes.
Yeah. Artemisia's sort of like breaking down her ability to cope a little bit here, but okay, yes, later, meeting,
Okay.
now, doing that.
All right. So, we're gonna give everybody a break from the tension of these scenes by going back to Dark Dance Manor, where Sturge has his dark assignation with Lady Illera. Okay, so you're up in the tower. You have awoken from your odd dream. All right. And you're feeling strangely energized by that odd dream, I guess, right? It gets to be close to midnight. And as you're sitting there, Sturge, on the bed, or maybe you're at the desk, I don't know, a figure materializes in the room, and it is Lady Illera. She steps out of the shadows, swirling black mist. And she says, "Ah, there you are." Muted, Steven. Once per stream, I swear. Once per stream, every
You're struck
week.
dumb by the sight of Ilra.
Stands, bows, "My lady, shall I show you this chalice?"
Yes, but first I have some questions. You found the chalice in the hidden house, yes?
Yes.
And you touched it to pick it
No.
up.
No.
How did you transport it out of there?
Well, he casts Mage Hand and he picks up a book nearby and he brings it over to him, and then he opens up a bag and has the Mage Hand drop the book into the bag and says, "Like that."
Good. So you never actually made physical contact with it.
It may surprise you, but I have some experience with touching cursed objects. I know this may be improbable to you, but I did have the foresight of not touching this, especially since she was...
There's no need to be a smart ass about it, Sturge. I'm just being thorough. This is a powerful evil thing that you have acquired, and I wanted to make sure that it had not had a chance to exert its influence upon you.
Indeed, I did not touch it. I would be lying if I suggested I wasn't extremely enticed by the myriad encrusted rubies. I did have this thought. If I were to strike a mighty blow, well, that's a bit of an exaggeration. If I were to strike a wimpy blow with a mighty sword upon it, perhaps the sword of Cheverash, would it not cleave the thing?
You want to strike the chalice with your sword?
Not just any sword.
You pull out the sword.
Yeah.
Okay, it starts gleaming with purple flames. Ilora kind
This-
of backs away a step.
I mean you no harm. He
Of course.
back. But one artifact against another. Why not see which one wins? And if the sword wins, rubies for all. Well, not for everyone, but I would take most of them.
You know what? Fine. We'll try it your way. Show me to the chalice.
Excellent. Come with me. By the way, before I forget, I'm such a forgetful fellow. Does the name... Oh, rats. It's escaped me.
Kalados.
Teledos mean anything to you?
Should it?
It means something to Lady Mirren. Insight check.
Okay, make a check.
Seven.
Ilora doesn't seem to have any idea what you're talking about.
Okay. Well, I'd hoped you might know. I have other sources, however, I can consult.
It sounds like an elvish name.
It does. It does.
What context did you hear this in? It doesn't matter. Let's deal with the chalice first, and then we can talk about this.
All right. I lead her down the stairs to Mirren's room, and I say, oh, if she should wake and start calling me by the name of Kalados and trying to grasp my self, would you intervene? She has
That's what happened to you? Mirren did that.
a rather deleterious effect.
That seems unlikely, but all right.
I don't know what you mean by that, but that's all right. That's neither here nor there. Let me show you this.
I mean, that doesn't seem like something Mirren would do.
I don't think she was awake.
You were obviously very handsome, Crab and Gleer.
Well.
Don't let anyone tell you different.
Well, he goes over to the little compartment and he opens it.
Okay.
Within, he sees
You
what?
see the following things: the Ring of the Ram, Rod of Rulership, 3 gemstones, cloth wrapped dagger, broken gold chalice with rubies set into it.
Broken?
Chip. Well, it has a little chip in it, which it had when you picked it up in the first.
Oh. What? Okay. Mage hand it out,
Mm-hmm.
set it on the floor, draw the sword. Shall we?
Laura steeples her fingers. Says, "Yes, I will. I'll stand back." And she steps back, and then she goes. Then she moves over, like between Mirren and the chalice, and she's like, "Okay."
Okay. Oh. And then what? Wham!
Make an attack roll.
Okay. He's using the booming blade effect as well.
So not only are you hitting it with your sword, but you're casting a spell. Got it.
What could possibly go wrong?
Oh my god.
18.
Was gonna
Okay.
guess that this happened before Stong looked, and that's why the chalice was still there. But now, since he didn't walk in and see the smoking corpse of Sturge, I don't.
That would be awkward. Holy cow.
Well,
I don't even know what I would
feel
do.
like Wrongstone would just step
Consider-
over him.
Like, are you gonna Are you gonna attest and assume that Ilra has not cleaned up a smoking corpse in her time?
Ah,
I mean,
true.
it depends on two important factors: how much earlier this was, how much time she had, and two, was she also reduced to a smoking corpse by this plan? Because I think there's a possibility this is nuts. But I want to know what happened. Sorry, I got all sidetracked.
There's
Rubies
gotta
for
be
his friends.
Hundreds of rubies on this thing. Hundreds.
Okay.
It's like it was made out of dough and rolled in rubies, and then it was cast. Okay.
With your sword, your sword smashes into it, and time stops, and this like darkness boils up out of the cup. It's like like this mist of blood that like flows up into the air, and it surrounds you and fills the room. And you start seeing visions from other times and other places, moving figures, and you feel this overwhelming sense of like tightness and pain, and you're just, when I say you, I mean you specifically, Sturge, feel this feeling. You're like, and then like you're moving through something, and then you come out into openness again, and you can feel fresh air that smells faintly of brimstone and ozone. And you look around and you see just gigantic forms around you, and there's a voice, a feminine voice, that says, "Oh, is that all? Pfft, cast it aside. I don't need that."
Do I recognize the voice?
No, it does not sound familiar to you.
I'm looking around. Is it dark? Is that why I can't see these forms?
No, it's all bleary. Your eyes aren't really fully developed yet.
You might be experiencing your own birth.
Yeah. You realize that that's what you're seeing.
Oh,
Interesting.
And then the vision kind of departs, and the blade just shatters against the chalice. And pieces of steel go flying all around the room.
Oh, whoa!
You did carve a divot into it, though, if that makes you feel better.
Lol is gonna be so mad. We're
Man.
dead.
Sturge, make a strength saving throw, please.
Okay, but more importantly, how many rubies came out?
Yeah, that was a fail save.
All right.
Oh.
Yeah, the force of your sword shattering sends you smashing back against the wall.
Oh no!
You fall down, and you're dazed, kind of lying against the wall.
Is there a stub of a blade?
Yes, there's a smoldering stub of a blade in your hand.
Bad.
Okay. Sorry.
You're,
Can you
you're
put it
lying
back?
there. There are pieces of blade all over the room. You're lying there, stunned, and like your ears are ringing, and there's movement. A lithe feminine figure rises up from the corner of your vision. You see a memory of you surrounded by these elven forms, and one of them saying, No, you can just ignore that one. He's just the runt of the family. Who cares about him? And then somebody pushes you down and you fall into mud, and then they run off cackling. And a slightly larger form than you comes walking toward you, and he reaches down a kind of golden tan skinned hand and says, "It's all right, cousin. They didn't mean it," to help you to your feet.
How many fingers does he have?
What?
You're okay. So the memory fades. You kind of shake that away, And you see Ilra
Oh.
standing there over the chalice,
Come on.
and she bends down, obviously kind of like beat up, and she picks it up and she says,
Good
You know-
chalice. She picks up the chalice.
"You know, Serge, I didn't think that would happen." And she puts it in a bag of holding, and she says, I mean, when you said that, I thought that was just such a ridiculous thing. I didn't think you'd actually do it.
What just happened?
I feel really bad to have taken advantage of you this way." And she rubs at her face, and like the illusion shrouding her face starts to
What?
and Fane is standing there.
Oh.
And she says, "Really, this is for the best. You didn't want any part of this."
I grab the bag of holding. So if she
Oh,
goes,
you're trying to move, but you're still basically paralyzed by the effect. And she says, if Ilra had got her hands on this, it would have been doomed for you and all of the people that you love.
why?
Ask her who the Night King is.
Oh.
What?
And then she staggers toward the door and disappears into this cloud of butterflies that fly in all directions.
Well, dang.
That was mega anime.
That was
Love
like Inception. That was
And
like
then
what?
your
Within
vision,
what?
your vision
Within
is starting
what?
to fade again, and you just kind of fell asleep against the wall.
Wow.
Okay.
Meanwhile,
That was a bunch of bombs. My God.
Right?
Yeah,
Pretty
yeah.
awesome. That was awesome.
Meanwhile, in the castle by the sea, Artemisia, they show you into the aged Castle Cormeral. The place is a great, old, slightly decaying ruin of a castle. According to what you have researched about the city, the castle was here long before the family Cormeral even came to Westgate, which happened sometime in the previous history. And it had been abandoned as a haunted castle until they came and bought it, essentially. And now
And cleared the ghosts out?
family
This is
Family
Westgate. One of
Cormeral.
them's probably on the council.
one of them is probably the head of the family. The family Cormeral is originally from Cormyr. They're political traitors to the Oberskiers of Cormyr. Well, as Cormyr sees it, not as how they see it. They see themselves as, the true heirs of the throne of Cormyr, basically. So, but they've made a life for themselves here in Westgate. The wait staff is uniformly old. They are not a single one of them is under 50 years old. They're all at least 50. Many of them are 60 or 70 years old, you think. White hair, gray hair, beards, neatly trimmed, but clearly these people have walked many miles in their lives. All of them are human. You don't see a single non-human person in this whole complex. When you come out of the carriage, they usher you inside to a sitting room. They are polite, but not engaging. They don't ask you about how you're doing. They don't say, "Oh, it's so good to see you, please."
Yeah.
Make yourself at home. They're like, yes, Lady Tara Roan, representative of House Darkdance. And they
That is
see you
correct.
into the sitting room. You take Stong and Sebastian with you?
Yes.
Okay. So you're there with your bodyguards, who could not be more different. Song, this hulking brute, as far as anyone else can tell, and then Sebastian, this kind of lithe, somewhat twitchy looking guy. He didn't come with any weapons, okay, and you'd never seen him actually use a weapon, but remember that when you did meet him, he had two short swords, or at least one short sword and one empty short sword scabbard. So Anyway, you're there in the sitting room. You appear to be the first ones here.
Never show up early.
Why not? Sebastian asks.
Because it's not fashionable. And
Ah.
the powerful can make others wait. I'm showing that I have little power, which is not untrue, but that's not what I wish to project.
I see. So gradually over time, people file in. The first people to arrive, the butler announces Lord Thorus Maloven, who is a human man of about 50 years, very stolid and stiff upper lip sort of guy.
I'm sorry, I just want
He
to.
comes in. He's dressed mostly in black and gray, with the symbol of House Maloven, which is a red sun on a golden field, adorned on his tabard that he's wearing.
Randy?
Comes
Oh,
in. He
I
takes
just-
one look at you, and then kind of like, and then goes and sits around the big table that is the Merchant Council table. Yes, Randy, go ahead.
Oh no, I'm so sorry. I just wanted to interject how delighted I suddenly felt realizing you're gonna have to rattle off a whole ton of Forgotten Realms names now. So I'm just.
You are allowed to.
Don't worry, I'll make it quick. Okay. Lord Dench Thorsar shows up next. Yes. He is a gold-haired man of maybe 40-ish winters, along with his wife, Lady Nell Fastbell, who is very small, very petite. Lord Dench is very big, like big, and Lady Nell is very small, and they are kind of an oddly put together pair. Their symbol, the symbol of House Thorsar, is a blue-skinned hand holding a cob of corn. They're a bit more garrulous, and Lord Dench immediately comes over to you and shares some pleasantries like you'd expect nobles to do. Lady Nell takes your hands and she says, "Oh, it's so good to see Lady Mirren have friends and people that she can rely upon. You're so pretty. Has anyone told you that?" And Lord Dench is like, "Oh, give her some space, Mel. It's all right."
Aw.
And they go and take a seat around the table as well. All right, I will introduce the others, and you can just stop me if there are any that you particularly want to interact with.
Well, I mean, so
Late,
Artemisia is gonna like do some small talk, but I don't think we need to play it out.
sure. Noble pleasantries, right?
Yep.
Kind of the etiquette. And
Yeah.
I want you to make a charisma check, but you can do it with advantage because of your noble background.
Okay.
Just to see how well you come across. So, Lady Vamos, Lady Arena Vamos shows up. You have met Arena Vamos before.
I remember Vamos.
Yes.
So that's 24.
He is come across very well. Lady Vamos is a woman in her late 50s, early 60s, perhaps. She has steel gray hair, and she looks very, very serious, almost as serious as her bodyguard, who is another half-orc, who gives Stong an immediate look as soon as he comes into the room. And they share this look.
Does Stong recognize like whether this is a mountain orc or a gray orc?
He's a mountain orc. Or, well, I mean, he's a half orc, right?
Mm-hmm.
But, like, you think that his orc heritage is maybe a mountain orc.
Stong is going to nod to him in a sign of respect.
I'm gonna nod to
universal
him
orc.
in orc. Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
Not an arc.
He
Yep.
nods back to you. The Vamos symbol is a steel gray hand curled like this, palm upright. Okay.
Where did we leave things off with Vamos? Did they know that we were responsible for or do they blame us for completely disrupting that party?
I mean, to be fair, we did not start the interruption of that.
That's
party.
true.
Yeah.
That's
That
true.
is unclear.
And I mean, do they blame us for Aiden? It'd be
Also
sorry.
unclear.
Yeah.
Okay, Lord Gorham Golder, who is a incredibly skinny man of uncertain but clearly very advanced age, who looks like he will simply fall asleep during the meeting and never wake up. Shows up next.
One less
his-
person to argue against.
His symbol is a black hawk in flight. Golder is a house obsessed with etiquette and its own ancient status. Like it considers itself real nobility. House Sem, S-S-E-M-M, shows up next. Their lady is nearly 80 years old, Lady Anise Sem, elderly, sharp-tongued, no-nonsense monarch. Their symbol is an ivory white bird claw, curled, grasping, like that. House Erdo shows up. That's Lady Svin Erdo, who is like she has this kind of like 60s disapproving librarian look about her. Like a very educated woman who considers herself smarter and more educated than you. She is an artist, apparently, although you're not sure exactly what form that takes. The symbol of Erdo is a lidless yellow eye, which often looks, people describe as looking either lazy or tired. I want the chat to know that a lot of this is just based on Cloak and Dagger. It's not like I didn't make all this up. I made up these people, but I didn't make up the symbols. Except for the one I'm going to talk about right now. The Goto Clan. The Goto Clan shows up, and that causes kind of stir because the Goto Clan basically rules the east end of Westgate, and that is where all the violence is happening. But they have a seat on the council. Nai Kata is the leader of the Goto Clan, and you have met her as well. Their symbol is a naginata, which is a polearm with a long blade at the end with a feather coming off of it. Her bodyguards both wield weapons like that. And she also has that symbol on a chain around her neck. She shows up. The other council members like murmur amongst themselves, and then she goes and sits down, saying hello to no one. And then finally, the last house to show up is represented by your old friend Regante Bleth.
There's Bleth.
The tall, muscular, red-haired woman. She's probably around 40 or so. She's maybe the youngest member of the council other than you. And she looks like she's built like a fighter, and you know that she is very adept with that axe that she is having one of her bodyguards carry. Well, she wears it into the council chamber and then hands it to her bodyguard.
And does she blame us for burning down her mansion?
Oh, I'm sure she does.
Also
Actually-
unclear.
It was not us.
Right.
Or it was us by relationship
Aegis-
because it was Sarshan.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we will never offer
her
fire
appearance-
insurance.
Her appearance also causes a little bit of a stir because she is not wearing the well, you don't know immediately what the issue is, but but like Lady Nell leans over to you and tells you it's the symbol, dearie, the symbol. She's not wearing the technical House Bless symbol, which is a set of 7 suns, like the sun, S-U-N-E. or S-U-N-S, sorry, whatever. She is instead wearing a symbol that more people regularly recognize as a symbol of the Fire Knives, which is a wavy dagger
Oh.
wreathed in flame.
What?
She's just
Yeah.
openly wearing that symbol.
Them's fighting symbols.
Interesting.
And the
Interesting.
the Goto clan, you can see the two bodyguards tense up, but Naikata does not move a muscle. And then Lady Vamos says, well, now that we are all assembled, sit, and we shall talk.
Real quick, so Stong still has true sight on. Nothing invisible or anything came into the room, right?
No. You don't see anything invisible. I mean, it's kind of an oxymoron. Obviously, you don't see anything invisible. You don't
Yeah.
detect anything invisible.
Okay.
Um,
Also, I see into the ethereal plane, etc., etc. But yeah.
The ethereal plane, there are a bunch of beings that are just like,
Same old,
just a
same
bunch,
old.
just a bunch of watchers. Well,
Next
as,
time I get to pick the plane we watch.
as soon as Lady Vamos calls the meeting to order, Lady Bleth puts her hand down on the table and says, I have a order of business. Lady Vamos says, we have not even introduced our newest member yet, Lady Bleth. Perhaps you can wait until then. And she goes, very well. Arena Vamos looks over at you and she gives you this kind of like sort of kindly expression, like it's okay. And she says, this is Artemisia Chararon, the Seneschal of Dark Dance Manor and appointed representative of Mirren Dark Dance. She will be speaking with House Dark Dance's words. Please accord her all respect.
I thank you.
The council kind of murmurs. And one aged hand rises up. It's Lord Golder. And he says, I have a point of order to make. And Lady Vamos looks a little annoyed. And she says, yes, Lord Golder. And he says, Artemisia Chararon can only be a member of this council if she follows the bylaws that stipulate that all members of this council must be landowners in Westgate. She is an itinerant adventurer and a foreigner to our lands, and so I move that she be removed from the council immediately. The other members like murmur back and forth.
Oh my god. Stong looks down at Artemisia and he like gives her this nod.
Like
What's
sleepy
not supposed to
Lord
mean?
Golder came for her heart.
I mean,
Stong.
you have the deed, don't you? Didn't what's her name sign over to
Sebastian says, oh, well,
the prior house?
yes, he pushes the contract over toward Artemisia.
Well, yeah, I mean, I guess Artemisia is going to take the contract and say that is but a matter of a few days to finish conducting the business that resulted in this contract, and then I will, in fact, be a landowner. So there's no need at this time to stand on that problem.
The council murmurs. And Lady Arena says, ah, I see. So this deal was made recently. Was
That is correct.
What a fascinating turn of events. And she looks at Lady Bleth, who is fuming. And Lord Golder is like, well, let me see that document. And like one of the Cormeral servants comes over to inspect it. And he looks at it under Sebastian's watchful eye. He just scrutinizes it. He says, "All seems to be in order, sirs and ladies." And they're like, "Well, then you are admitted." Very
I think
well.
I think Stong takes that moment to pretend to check Mirabelle, and then he's gonna lean over to
Mirabelle is
Artemisia.
definitely asleep. Definitely asleep.
He's going to prod her awake, and
Okay.
He's going to lean over to Artemisia, and he's going to say,
Burning hands.
he's going to say to Artemisia, "Are you well rested tonight? It might be a long night."
Yes.
All right. And then he's going to get up and then like point at Mirabelle, and he's going to say, "I'm sorry, I need to take her to the restroom. If none of you mind."
I think you're cleared.
Yeah.
All right.
Most of them don't even acknowledge you at all.
Great.
Lady Arena just kind of waves.
All right. So Stong is going to walk out of the room. Describe for me again. Are there any? How big is the room?
Let's see. So I think it's a 50-foot square room or so. It's like a minor eating hall. It is definitely a conference chamber. It's mostly occupied by this wide circular set of tables. And there's one table offset where Lady Arena Vamos is sitting. And representing the fact that she's the crow mark of the city.
And then how many? There's only one doors. Are there windows?
Oh yeah, there are windows. There are several doors, in fact. There's just one large set of doors that you came through, and then there are servants' doors, which are largely concealed behind art. Is the term loosely because it's just very like ancient, boring statuary art.
Hotel
Where's
art.
this going? That's what I'm like, oh god.
Well, Stung, are you gonna leave the room?
Yes.
Okay. When you leave the room, you realize that someone has followed you,
All right.
and it is Lady Vamos's half-orc bodyguard.
Excellent.
And he is just as big as you, maybe more cut, as it were. Not just big and bulky, but like sculpted. And he's wearing all black, of course. Most nobles in Westgate are wearing black or gray, so all these people look like they're meeting in a funeral home. So anyway, and he comes out and he looks at you and he looks at the baby. Is that your baby?
Yes. I've adopted her.
You didn't steal that baby.
And what if I did?
Baby,
What are
don't
you gonna
look
do
like
about
you.
it?
Cute baby.
Thanks. What is your name?
Dolores.
That tracks.
So,
Not Dolores. Dolores.
how is your
Call him
employer?
Dolores.
Do they treat half orcs well?
Pays me well enough.
Just coined them.
Yeah, the chat recommends. Did you steal that baby? You gotta eat that baby.
Oh my god.
What about yours?
Well, actually, we're companions.
Companions. She sleep with you then.
No, allies. She treats me as an equal.
Huh. Equal. Right.
Out of curiosity,
What's
how
your
much does your employer pay you?
He looks around.
Oh, God.
5 gold pieces a day.
What if I paid you 50 gold pieces a day?
Ooh.
You seem like
To do what?
just be under my employ. I can recognize
what?
half-orcs. Well, I think that there could be many uses for a half-orc of such cutting strength. Game recognizes game, my friend. And I can tell you've got a lot of game.
Mhm.
If by game you mean good at killing,
Yes.
game.
I mean, Westgate is a dangerous place, and I feel like that a person of your talent would be very valuable indeed. And I just want to pay you as much as you think you're worth.
As much as I think I'm worth.
Yes.
Huh.
Is 50 too little?
Maybe.
What is your ambition, my friend? How much do you think you're worth?
I am worth more than gold.
A noble half-orc.
Half
You are
orc
like me.
leads with respect, self-respect that I'd like to have back.
How was
You
it
see,
taken
I
from
have
you?
a golden heart. No.
Okay, tell me your life story, friend. Who took that self-respect?
Yeah, you serious about paying me 10 times what I get now?
Well, the night is almost over, and you haven't actually done anything for me yet. But yes, perhaps a bonus.
Well, if you're serious, I'll be taking my first night's pay up front.
Okay, so let me just quickly check my inventory.
You do have a bunch of coin right now.
I do.
Since you just strong-armed Badger into giving you a bunch
Totally true. Totally true. So, Stong is going to dip into his purse, and he's going to pull out 100 gold pieces. And he's going to give the orc 100. And he's going to say, you know, here's 2 days' pay. 1 for tonight, and 1 for in like however many hours, you know, the next day takes over.
Huh. So who we killing?
Stong looks inside the room, and he says, all of them.
What?
Huh.
Except for the people I came with.
Thanks.
Okay, well.
It's less punchy to say, it's less punchy to say that.
He did
Sorry.
ask if you had a long rest, which means you have your dimension door. I
Oh,
figured that.
Aaron got, oh my God, Aaron, you got it. Holy shit.
Oh, man.
He says, I was wondering whether you were just rich or crazy, and I think it's both. You want me to kill the entire merchant council for a measly 100 gold pieces?
Oh, there could be way more than that in it for you, my friend. And I just want to let you know, from one half-orc to another, that the future is going to be bright for us, brother.
That was really good. One thing you're not gonna like.
Okay.
Adam needs you to make a persuasion check now.
All
please.
right. Yeah. You know, rolls. Game
However,
I feel like you should offer
However-
to pay him his self-respect.
it's a real good pitch. So I
Yeah.
will let you. I will give you inspiration, and you can use that on this roll if you want to.
Oh, absolutely. Okay. I don't know how to show you a screenshot, but I got freaking 20. I don't know. Here, let me just.
Wait, I'm not sure if I should be applauding that or like going, "Oh crap!"
Everything
Okay.
is coming up half for it.
Yeah, it was a. I mean, I'm glad you gave me persuasion because the first one was a 5,
Oh man.
and then the second one, yes, a 20. I hope that's enough.
Oh my God. How about we just?
I love this.
How about we start off with just a couple of them, like maybe the old and weak ones.
Look. Are you? You see? Oh man, you
We're
are.
gonna need more axes.
No, my friend. And then he's gonna hold up Mirabelle, and he's gonna say, "This is all we need."
No, I knew it was coming. No.
And so,
All right, we're gonna leave it there.
right.
Come back to that.
What?
Oh my god.
So, yeah. All right. So, Aaron, do you think we have time to do your thing, or do you want to push it?
I mean,
All right, let's just do
Do
your
it.
thing. We can
Let's
do
do it.
part
Yeah,
of me's
just do
like,
it.
don't make me follow that.
Yeah, I think
be
we're
like,
close.
this
Let's
is
just
cute.
call
Yeah.
it.
Well,
I mean,
It's fine. I'll do it. And maybe everybody needs a unicorn chaser. Or maybe you're gonna make, Stonk's gonna show up and something else crazy is gonna happen. And I'm very here for that. Let's be clear.
all right. Well, we'll do the morning after next week.
Well, so Artemisia.
All right, let's go back to
Big
Artemisia
Breath.
in the council chamber.
Yes.
Right.
So Artemisia, I think that she is going to have gotten the wrong message from Stong.
This is for you, buddy.
So what she's gonna do is she actually she has a hairpin in her hand, and people who were watching last week know that Rogar said when she was hearing Marcelea's voice in her head, she should focus on a little thing and then put it in her pocket and put away Marcelea's voice. So she
you're
had the
doing one of
hairpin.
those things?
Yeah, she had the hairpin in her hand, and then she's putting it away. And then when it's next, there's a lull and it's her turn to talk, she's gonna stand up and she's gonna say, "Look, you guys clearly don't want to work with me. I don't particularly want to work with all of you. I'm here to look after Mirren's interests, and so that is what I'm gonna do. And then when Mirren wishes to take her business back in hand, I will step away. So there's no need to be focused on cutting me down. I'm leaving soon enough. And you called me an adventurer, and that is exactly what I am."
Everyone is staring at you, except for Lord Golder, who is fallen asleep.
Oh god.
So Artemisia is going really fast because she'll lose her nerve if she doesn't get through this.
Right.
So lightning lure, it says you use it on a creature, but can she use it on a statue?
Ooh.
Sure.
Okay. So she stands back enough so that nobody is gonna get lightning around her. And she lightning lures the nearest statue. And so the lightning springs out and it wraps around the statue, and then she yanks it back and it comes towards her, and when it gets close enough, it basically just explodes with electricity, because that's when the lightning damage hits, and probably it's little stone shards at that point.
So let me clarify what I was saying about the statues. You know
Yes.
how there's Greek statuary, and then there's Roman statuary?
Yeah.
This is the bad Roman statuary.
Clay cast.
It is not good. And now it is all over the room.
Powder.
Right. And several members of the council sit back and they're like, "Whoa!" And Lord Golder's like, "Huh? What?"
So then she's gonna like let the lightning kind of like disappear back down into her upraised hand, and then like she's just gonna sit back down
Okay.
because she thought Stong was telling her to use her magic, so she did. Yay!
Silence fills the
Oh, I'm sorry. When you said you got a different impression from Stong when he asked if you were arrested, I thought something else, and I was like, "Oh, that's interesting."
We are
Okay.
companions.
Yeah,
All right.
but that's good.
So I just wanted to pause for a second to call out what chat is saying. So Shay has suggested a couple of things, such as one of them quietly murmuring, "I wanted to work with you."
Oh, cool.
Summary of Artemisia's speech being, and someone else saying, "You're not the only one here with a class, you know." For magic. But yeah, so
Statues
there's
just fall
silence-
left and right.
There's silence in the chamber, and then Naikata of House Goto starts clapping.
She's slow clapping.
Yeah, basically, and everyone else is like, and Sebastian is like, so do you go sit back down, or are you storming out? What happened?
So it depends on them. If they pick up with the business, like she'll sit there and listen to it and like not say anything until like something about Marin comes up. But if they are like get it out, then she will sort of like go out with great dignity.
Okay. Well, Lady Vamos says, she stands up. I think it's about time that we have a short break. Perhaps our host will supply us with some refreshment. The Cormeral servants start coming in. People start chattering to each other. Some nobles, like, they're staring daggers at you, and some nobles are like, oh yeah, being thoughtful and talking to each other.
Oh,
I
okay.
use the word nobles, but we all understand that these are just a bunch of rich capitalists who want to screw over everybody in Westgate, right? We all understand that, right? Okay,
Yep.
good. Specifically, Lady Nell, who is a representative of House Thorus, she comes over to you during the break, and she takes your hands and she says, "That was amazing. I wish I knew magic like that."
It's often more trouble than it is worth, but thank you.
And Lord Dench has come over behind her, and is like, and Nell's like, "Don't worry, he's not trying to get our attention. He's trying to deflect everyone else's attention. It's this thing that he does anyway. I want to talk with you more if that's all right. Can I call upon you tomorrow at Dark Dance Manor? Yes.
At Dark Dance Manor, yes.
Great.
Certainly.
Shall we say hi, son?
Charred corpse.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if you're alive.
I don't get a scene. I get a lot of little side comments. So that's the deal.
Lord Dench is like, well, I need to use the mercy closet. And Lady Nell's like, oh, yes, well, of course, that's a perfect time. I think I'll use the powder room myself. See you tomorrow. Yes? Good, Lady Terran. Heads off. Sebastian leans over to you and says, so what happens now?
I
Are
have
you staying for the
no
rest of the
idea. I mean, I need to look out for Marin's interests, so as long as they don't kick me out.
All right. Do you need anything? I can get you one of those bottles of wine that are going around on the little pickles, on the little trays.
No, I need to keep my head clear. You can find Stong, and you can go back to Dark Dance Manor, or ask Stong if he wants to go back with you. I can
Now he's
return on my own.
staring. He's staring at the middle of the room. Do you see that?
Is there something there?
The bear. Do you see the bear in the middle of the room?
She's gonna like pat his shoulder and be like, "You should definitely go back to the manor."
Okay. Well, I mean, I don't really know my way. I'd rather stay close to you if that's okay, because you can at least show me where to go. Also, the lightning thing.
Well, why don't we go find Stong? Stong can take you back, since we're on a break.
Yeah. All right. Yes. Yes. He nods, and he like pointedly looks away, but you can still see that he's like looking at that empty space out of the corner of his eye. Like there's something seriously wrong with this guy. All right. So you leave the council chambers? Okay. Stong, are you waiting outside the council chambers?
Sure.
Okay. You find Stong out there engaged in conversation with Dolores, the bodyguard of Lady Vamos. And they're kind of chuckling in that it's like a very deep orc chuckle. And then they see you, and Dolores immediately goes quiet.
Stong looks at Artemisia, and Stong says, "Oh, are you having a recess?"
Yes, I followed your advice. I don't know if it worked, but we'll find out.
Well, I don't think it worked yet, but I saw the statue. Good work. So, how long is this recess?
Till they call us back in, I presume.
I was under the impression it was probably the length of 5 songs, says Sebastian, which is the equivalent of about 20 minutes.
Okay.
That's how people in like backwaters in the realms measure time, is in the length of the song.
Okay. So Stong looks at Dolores, and he
Dolores.
Not anymore.
correct me. Anyways, he
No, master. What are they saying to each other?
So, he says, join me outside, my new friend. And then he motions for Sebastian, and he says, sure, I'll take Sebastian back. Will you be staying here?
Yes.
All right.
I will say that the council meeting seems to be winding down. Like, as boring as it was, you seem to have got through most of the big business within the first 2 hours of the meeting. It's now 2 a.m. And then you did your thing. And
well, in that case, like, Artemisia is inclined to like sweep out.
Yeah, you could just leave at this point and it would be okay.
Okay.
You got the sense that a couple of the other council members were packing up to head out, so yeah. All right, Sebastian says, "Oh, back to the manor."
Yes.
Right.
Let's go.
Right. Dolores grasps Stong's arm for a second, and he leans in close, and you see that his pupils look a little bit like skulls, as well as yours. Like
What?
they didn't.
Okay.
They didn't look like that originally. But since
interesting.
you've been talking to him.
Interesting.
Mhm.
How many council members are still inside?
You're not really sure, but you think at least half of them. Dolores has got a big axe.
Yes. I think Stong is going to say to Dolores, Be back in a moment.
Hang on.
Man.
I'm gonna wreck
Making
on the
it-
axe thing.
Oh. yes. Just a prop weapon, just a fake. But don't,
See how I just pulled this off my own wall? Yeah. I have 7 swords. This is just one of them. Anyway.
Yeah, so I guess Stong is going to oh man. So Stong is going to lead over to Dolores and he's going to say, be back in a moment. And then he's going to take Artemisia and Sebastian outside, and then as they're walking out, Stong is going to look at Artemisia and he's going to say, oh wait, let me say goodbye to my new friend. I want to tell him where he can find us.
Artemisia totally believes that he would do that.
I'll see you back at Dark Dance Manor. I might want to take my new friend out for a drink.
Or 2.
Or 2. The night is young. Okay. And then he, man, I want to kill all of them, not just half of them. But, we'll take half.
Said-
We'll take...
At
Isn't it
least
just a break? Don't they come back
half
from
of
break?
them.
Yeah, don't they come back? Oh, okay. Anyways, he's gonna go back up to the room, and then he's going to say to Dolores, take care of any stragglers. I'll handle most of this. All right?
Yeah. Let's do this.
And Stong is going to take 1/2 step into the room. He's going to hold up Mirabelle in front of him, and then he's going to say, all of it, Mirabelle. Burn.
Always choose daddy.
Oh my.
Oh.
And we'll leave it at that. That's all the time we have for tonight.
Wow.
I have been Eric Scott to be. This is my scimitar. These are the Dungeon Scrawlers. Take it away, Aaron.
I'm Aaron M. Evans. Check out our sponsors, Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms, and check out their Twitch channel at CNE Games. On Monday, I will be one of the hosts of Champions of Lore, so you can hear me and B. Dave Walters and Trevor Bettis talk about the lore of the Forgotten Realms as it relates to Idle Champions.
I've been Rhiannon Held. Thank you to our moderators. Tonight I saw Seldrine earlier, but right now Myrdug and Shay.
Hi, I'm Ying Wang. We support a bunch of different charities, and the one that we're currently highlighting is Heifer International. So they are an international organization that supports farmers from various countries and helps educate them on how to sustainably grow crops and be more competitive in the global marketplace. Check them out.
I'm Stephen Merlino. You can also find our past videos on our YouTube channel linked on our Twitch page below. Be sure to click the subscribe to support us and the bell to get notified as we add new content.
I'm Randy Anderson. Sorry.
Okay.
And that was a long silence. Yeah, thank you to Lucy and everyone who gave so generously tonight. All the subscriptions and the bits. That was so awesome. Thank you, Myra. Good week. And yeah, it definitely helps. And very much appreciated. And yeah, check out our website, www.dungeonscrawlers.com, for profiles on the players, characters, lots of cool bonus materials, letters, other fun things. And gosh. Oh, come join us on the Discord. Yeah. So hop on over to our Discord. We'll continue chatting over there in the stream channel. And until next week, stay scrawly.